title here kind of grab your attention, right, for this particular video. And I want to start with some stats. Okay, so kind of lay it out, and then I'll tell you exactly how you can actually improve your odds in winning at the lottery with real estate. So let me say what I mean here. So there is 1 in 292 million probability that you win the Powerball. And we saw the Powerball was just 1.8 billions. And, buy the ticket too. So when it hits those numbers, it's hard to pass. There is 1 in 10 chances with a scratch off to even get the money back from your scratch off ticket. So meaning that the average is you have to buy 10 scratch off tickets to get at least the money you spent for the scratch off the ticket back. And there's a 1 in 50 chance to really actually make money off the scratch off ticket. Okay. And we're not, and we're not talking tens of thousands of dollars. Most of the time is, 20, 30, $100 at the most, right? Now, what if I told you that real estate, the way I look at it, I'm going to explain to you in a second, there is a 1 in 10 chances for you to do a deal that is going to make you at least $10,000 or more. Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit the story behind it, the theory behind it. Well, first of all, my own background is in finance. I actually have an MBA in finance, and statistics was actually one of my favorite classes. But when I started in real estate as a real estate agent in Hawaii, I ran across a lady there in the office that actually, she said, out of 10 conversations, pay attention here, it's conversations, not calls, I can get at least 1 listing. So 10 conversations, she says, it's going to give me at least 3 listing appointments, and one of those is going to be a signed contract. Now, keep in mind, she was also selling properties 1 million and more. So it wasn't like the cheap houses, okay? So she said, I created the statistics behind it. And she says, I'm going to do everything in my power to make that true. So when she sat around one day, she'll do it this about 1-2 days a week, where she will sit at her desk and generate enough conversations to have those 3 listing appointments to do a listing. So I kind of took that and I said, let me apply this to real estate. Okay, so this is what I did. So I said, let's take the same thing, the 10 conversations. So how many calls do I need to make to sellers and agents to get 10 conversations? Okay. So then I came to that number. And of course, it goes based on the leads as well, right? If you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So getting the right leads to have a 10 conversation is also very important. So once I got that cleared up and I started having conversations, yes, I started doing 1 deal. But then I said, let me improve my odds. What if I had 5 conversations and did at least 1 deal, right? And so I did, what do I need to do? What do I need to say based on what I learned from those 10 conversations for 1 deal that I can improve my odds? And that's what I always do with real estate. I start with what the average stats are, but then I improve them. Same thing I did with direct marketing too, when I wanted to break into short sales and pre-foreclosures. And everybody was saying to me, oh, 1 to 3 people will go ahead and 1 to 3% will actually open your mail. And I said, no, I want to increase those odds. So then I got 10 to 15% to actually respond. So every week I would do a mailing of 100 and I would get 10 to 15 to actually call me, and this is based on my own experience. This is not theory, guys. So now to this day, let's fast forward. Out of my 5 conversations that I have with agents and sellers, I get 1 deal under contract. Now, let me ask you this. If you knew the stats to be true, if you knew that actually this is happening, how many conversations will you have every single day? Let's face it. Will you have 5 conversations a day? Will you have 10 conversations a day? 2 leads that are quality leads to get to the deal? Of course you would, right? If real estate is what you want to do. So let's say now you do 5 conversations a day, you're 25 a week. So based on the stats we talked about, is 2 to 3 deals a week that you put under contract, right? That's math, guys. It's not a, maybe. This is math. This is how I build my business. This is how with real estate I get to consistently do deals. And I've done this for years and years. I've done this for almost 4 decades. And I've improved my averages, my stats, because I get better at this. Okay. So let me ask you this. Let's say you buy scratch-off tickets and you buy 10 scratch-off tickets and you pay, I don't know, depending if you buy the $1, $2, $5, or $10. But let's say you buy 10 scratch-off tickets and you pay $20. Okay. And maybe you get your money back from the $20. Okay, that's good. And then maybe you get a few $100s if you win. right? Well, I mean, with real estate, you don't pay any money to buy those tickets, and for sure you're going to get at least $10,000, right? As you get better at this or more. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer which way you go. So you can still buy scratch offs if you want to. I'm not saying to stop doing that, but if you're doing the same type of odds and stats, you're much better off with real estate. You just have to get the quality leads going in. You have to just know how to get the contracts out super quickly. So that's why you hear about some of the wholesalers out there. They say they do, 20, 30, 50 deals a month. For I have students that do over 50 contracts a month. It's because they understood these odds. They understood the stats. They know how to get the leads in and having these conversations that create results. And then it's just a matter of exponentially growing that. I know I talked a lot of math with you guys, but I never presented it this way. It's not just randomly saying, okay, I just want to do 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month, 5 deals a month, whatever your number is. Okay, great. But now let's put the science behind it, the math behind it, to create those 5, 10 deals a month. And that's going to say, okay, how many deals do I have to bring into the pipeline, and having these conversations that are going to create the results. So these are the stepping stones, are the stats of doing that. And then you need to know how to do that, right? How to get the quality leads into the funnel. What are you going to say in these conversations to create results? And trust me, it's so much easier than you think. Honestly, if I could do it, anybody can. I'm not a salesperson at heart. Like when I came to this country, I barely spoke English. And the woman that taught me this system back in Hawaii, she was from India and she barely spoke English. And by the way, she's still in real estate. I just checked her up a few days ago in Hawaii. But the thing is, it made sense. Statistically speaking, all the classes I took, it made sense when the law of averages. And so I was like, okay, let's apply that to real estate. So what I talked about was very technical, but hopefully something came out of it. And this weekend, actually, we're kicking off the what I call from 0 to deals 30 days. So it's not a challenge, because I don't like the word the challenge. It's more like a step-by-step system of what you have to do every single day. I will drop a video training with what you need resources-wise to go from what we talked about, so you can start printing your own winning tickets on demand and create the exponential growth as we just talked about. And it's all up to you guys. How many do you want to talk to every day? I know a lot of you are afraid to get on the phone and you don't want to do it, but are you afraid to go to the gas station and buy your tickets for a lottery? Right? It's the same thing. And we're going to give you tips on how to deal with the conversations, what to say, not taking it personal, all the rejections and stuff like that. And there are tools out there, AI, where they can actually do the calls for you. So we're going to talk about that too, how to use this tool during these 30 days to do it, which is amazing. I have students that do all 100% automated through AI. You don't even have to talk to anybody, only if they're interested in doing a deal. So there is no excuse, guys, to get your tickets. So instead of spending the next $20, $30, $50 in scratch-off tickets, join us so that you can learn how to print this on demand for the rest of your life, okay? Hopefully this made some clarifications and gave you some stats on what to expect, because people like rule of thumbs, and that's what I want to share with you. And I hope to see you this weekend. Take care.